Action! Yeah! Woo! I think we're live. It's like spinning. Hey, we're live. We
Okay.
did it. What's going on, everyone out there? Today I'm joined by the lovely Jennifer. Yeah, let's give it up in the chat for
Yay.
Jennifer! You'll know exactly why in a moment. We're going to dive into her story. As you can see from the title, it is titled Jennifer Has Embraced Self Care and Regained Her Confidence. So we're going to dive into how that's happened, how that's affected her, where she's come from, and really learn about Jennifer's story. And hopefully, there is somebody out there that can resonate with this and be inspired to get their own journey going themselves. So, Jennifer, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. A little bit tired,
Awesome.
but we're good.
I hear that. It's the way it goes, I suppose. All right,
Yeah.
let's tag everyone in here. Uh, Actually, I won't be able to tag everyone. We'll just have to wait till tomorrow. So
Okay.
let's start with the title. So you've embraced self care, regained your confidence. I guess let's go in a bit of chronological order. Give us the
Okay.
backstory. Um, where were you before starting with us? Paint the picture.
All right. So probably 10 years ago, I did a diet and I lost like, 60, 70 pounds.
Oh
Did a
wow,
great job.
way to go!
Um, yeah, I was really proud of everything. Got off got off the strictness of it and just kind of slowly over time fell back into bad habits.
Yeah,
Um, and just slowly put on the weight. Transitioned out of one career into nursing. Went through a divorce and kind of, I don't say, just quit taking care of myself, quit trying to lose weight, trying to
yes,
maintain weight, and just really gain a lot of weight. And I don't know, a little bit of depression, a little bit of working through the divorce and all that. And finally just said, I'm tired of this.
you're right.
And found the ad for you guys on Facebook. And I thought, oh no. And it kept popping up and popping up
Oh
and
no,
popping up.
I love that first reaction. Oh no.
Um, and so I clicked and here we are.
It clicked and here we are. And then everything
Here we
in
are.
between is your story. So we're going to dive into that, which will
Yes.
be great.
Yeah.
So even before we get into that, I'm kind of curious, what was what made you essentially get sick and tired of being sick and tired? Like was there a moment or was it like kind of a slow kind of a weight, not even physical but like emotional weight that just kept getting heavier and heavier where eventually something snapped and you're like I can't do this anymore? What was kind of that moment? What was life like before on a day to day?
Um, it was just, I mean, it was just a slow process. My husband and I, we talked, we both needed to lose weight. We
Yeah.
both need to get healthier, but yet we would just stalemate and just not go anywhere, not do anything. And, you know, talk the discussion of we need to do something before health, health things, make us. He's pre-diabetic.
Yes.
And so, he's like, I need to lose the weight or I'm going to end up, with type 2
Yes.
and, just on and on. And we just mental blocks, past history with
Yes.
other spouses, past traumas. I don't know how to say it, but we just, that block of, I need to lose weight, but I don't want to because, X, Y, or Z has happened in the past. And it finally just got to the point where I knew I needed to, and for whatever reason, a nudge from God or just finally saying, okay, I clicked on the link and it's like, okay, this is time for me to take care of myself. And it has to come from somebody outside my family. It
Mm.
has to be someone giving me guidance and me holding me accountable. That's not part of my family.
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about you said X, Y, and Z things you've done in the past, but for whatever reason X, Y, and Z, or maybe past traumas. What would be some of those that stopped you from trying again? Would it be the the sacrificing everything, the feeling deprived, kind of losing what joy you have in life, or
Yeah.
is it something else?
For me, part of it was, having an ex that was like, you need to lose weight. Do you really
Mm,
need that second helping of something? Do you really need to have dessert? Do
mm,
and having, and just his intentions were good of
sure.
trying to help me lose weight, but my perception always came back as you're being mean.
Right.
If I lose weight, you're not going to love me, or if I stay this weight, you're not going to love me. So there's just
Yes.
that
Almost like a
built-in
rebellion.
resentment.
Yeah, like a
Yeah,
rebellion that takes place. We were like, well, F you. I'm not going to lose it for
right,
you. Like,
right.
you deserve to, you deserve
Yeah,
whatever. I get that. So it's like when you broke free of that, and was that your ex or was that your.
my ex. Yeah,
Okay, cool. I was going to say, if that's your current. Oops.
no,
Yeah. But okay, so your ex, yeah. So once you broke free from that relationship, it sounds like you also broke free from that what would have been this kind of negative feedback loop where he said, you want to do it.
hmm
He says, yeah, you gotta A, B, and C, provoking you, and then you're like, well, hold on,
yeah,
no. So you broke free from that. That's wonderful. Was
yeah.
there anything else that kind of you were stuck in?
Just I have learned that I need someone to hold me accountable,
Sure.
and I do better if I have something to hold me accountable, not just me trying to do it on my own.
Yes.
And so my ex didn't work because like you said, the resentment or whatnot, and then trying to, like, okay, I can't find a friend to do it because I don't want to ruin any friendships, even though even
I
though my
like
one
that.
friend would be like
It's true, right? Right.
all
That's
about
funny.
helping me, but so it was just like, okay, I've got to find something or someone or somehow. And the health thing, with my current husband is like, okay, we really do need to do something before any health issues. I mean, no history healthy, but just aging and
Yes.
health issues that may come up. Is like, okay, we need to do something before we don't have a choice.
Yes. 100%. Yeah, it's
And
what do they say? It's like I mean, health is the one thing we like the most valuable thing. It's the thing we take for granted until we don't have it. Like I know
yeah,
this even just today, like this week, right? I never get sick, and then I got COVID. Now I've got the vaccine, so like it's only a mild cold, but like I can't exercise right now, and like I'm
right,
not as sharp. And it's like I give like, oh man, if this was my permanent state of being, oh my god, it's like
right,
that would just be terrible. Like being chronically sick or chronically ill or chronically having to be on things that have side effects. So I agree with you 100%, and I commend you for having that foresight. Like, hey, look, I'm not like I'm not like stuck right now. Like, there's not something that I have to get out of per se, health wise, but I know that's the path I'm on. And I mean, being in nursing, I mean, you see
yeah,
the people, and you're like, that ain't gonna be
yeah,
me. you know,
right, yeah, definitely,
that makes sense.
yeah. And I have my oldest daughter. She's very athletic and health conscious, and even she would have some of the same tendency as her dad of saying,
Mm,
hey, do you really need to do that, or you need to eat healthier, or you don't need to go out to eat, and you know trying to work around supporting her healthy styles of
yeah.
eating, which, I mean, she's very health conscious, but at the same time not feeling boxed in
Yes.
of, you have to do this. No, I can go out to eat if I want to.
Right.
But at the same time, again, it was just another part of that cycle of, I don't want to do this because somebody else is telling me to do it.
Right.
And
It's kind of
having to
like that inner
finally
rebel
find,
wanting to come out.
yeah,
I'm
finally
in
finding
control.
that time to say,
Yeah.
this is what I'm doing for myself.
Good for you. So it's like you reframed the feeling of like, all right, like I can't lose weight because then I'm giving up control to no, 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 I'm going to lose weight and take care of myself to be in control. So you're still in
Yeah,
control. It's just very positive reframe. I'm curious. I know
yeah.
you said you don't want to feel boxed in or didn't want to feel boxed in. How has working with your coach, I know Coach Sharon, helped or served that? Like, have you felt boxed in during this? Does it feel more free? Talk to me about that.
It definitely feels more free.
Mm,
You know, just very open conversations with her.
yes.
Um, there's been days that I've clearly been under the calories that she and I have talked about, but days that I've been over the calories, and we just are like, okay, yeah, we're allowed to have those days.
Yes.
We get back on track. Just very supportive.
Yes.
Um, very good at her saying, okay, this is what I need you to do this week, and that works with my brain.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so I'm like, okay, I need to make sure I get this much water drink, or I need to make sure I stay within this calorie zone, or I need to work on getting more proteins in. And so that the way it works is has worked with my brain and
Yes.
help me feel comfortable and not boxed in.
Yeah. And probably what it sounds as well is not overwhelmed. Just being able to know, like, all right, hey, look, I know what my objective is. I know my actions that are going to allow me to get there. And I know you're going to keep me accountable. So that's it. And then it just allows you to be super clear on your targets and you just go do them. And there's no guesswork. It's not like, is this going to work? Is this not? It's like, I know my plan.
All right.
And that,
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I know for me, it's like when I have clarity, that gives me certainty. Because now I'm like, all right, hey, I can't lose for an
Right.
action based result. I just got to do these actions and yeah, I can do that. And then that kind of builds this positive feedback loop where it's like, oh man, I'm pretty great. It's like I did that all last week. And it's like another day goes on or another week goes on and that happens again. And sometimes, like, especially if anyone's out there and has, yo yoed in the past, one of the biggest, I'll say, beliefs or yeah, I'll call it beliefs we have to break is that maybe it's not even a belief, but it's a feeling of like you need to get back to winning because normally weight loss, especially if we've tried and failed in the past, is associated with pain. Like I'm gonna do my best and then I'm gonna fail, and that stinks. So we don't want to try again because imagine if every time, like a lion stepping out of a cage, you just get whipped. Eventually, you're gonna stop trying to step out of the cage, even though you have all the
Right.
power to rip this lion tamer's face off. But we don't because
Right.
we're like, it's too much pain. So it's like we just gotta slowly take a step. Hey, everything's good. I'm okay. And hey, this is pretty good. And then you take another and another, and then before you know it, how many weeks are you in now?
Uh, I'm not sure.
Or
Um,
months, I guess we could say. I know
maybe
that,
I think about 3 months,
right?
3 or 4 months, something
Yes.
like that.
And I know one of the things you talked about, or at least we were talking about before, is like regaining this confidence. Do you feel like part of this confidence is this confidence in yourself? Like, hold on a sec, I can do this. Like, this is happening. Do you feel like that's
Yeah.
happened for the first time in a
Yeah,
while?
definitely. I mean, seeing the scale numbers, seeing the um fit of different clothes,
Yeah.
fitting better, just small things like that. My husband's saying he can feel the difference like when he hugs me.
Oh, I love
Just
that.
small things like that. And I haven't really, like, as far as like coworkers and stuff, I haven't really broadcast what I'm doing. A couple of them know.
Sure.
But it's just like this is for me. This is, I'm not letting anyone else. I'm not hiding what I'm doing, but I'm not
Sure.
broadcasting it. It's like this is
Right.
for me. This is how I need to be right now.
I love that mindset. I feel like that's the mindset that is aligned with long term transformation. I think another mindset that's aligned with that is this idea of almost like giving or taking your power back from the scale. I feel like a lot of times, I don't know if this will ring true to you, but I know in the past with a lot of my clients, when we put the scale on a pedestal and that controls how we feel and how we view ourselves and our progress, usually it's bad because we do everything that we're trying to do and then the scale tells us something we don't want to see. We feel like a failure. And that usually is short term thinking. Whereas when we can give the power back to ourselves, take it away from the scale, still, you can weigh yourself every month or two or whatever to know, but you get that power back. A lot of the times, people will hit their final goal and not even be aware they hit it. They won't know until 2 or 4 weeks later when they happen to be on a scale or go to a doctor's appointment. Do you feel like that kind of rings true with you? Is you're like taking that power back from the scale?
Definitely. I think
Mm.
before this, I hadn't really even been weighing myself because I knew I was gaining weight. And so I was like, I don't even want to be on the scale. And, I weigh myself at least once a week. Sometimes I'll get on more than once, but I just like, okay, this is, Monday morning is my set weigh in. That's when I'll be on the scale. Otherwise, I'm not going to let what the number is or isn't there
Yes.
own me.
Oh, I love that.
If I have extra calories on the weekend or something, I don't let it own me. I don't let it
Mm.
be the thing that derails me. Okay, fine. Yeah, we're all allowed to have those extra calories
Yes.
because we're out with friends or life gets in the way and we can't, we make the healthiest choices we can, but we can't, always stay within the calories and stuff. So I'm not letting the scale be what's in control.
Beautiful. I love that. I'm so happy to hear it. I think the beautiful thing about this too is when you zoom out, it's like how can I say this? Whether we zoom in or zoom out determines who is right. Because what you just said is 100% correct if we have a zoomed out perspective. A zoomed out perspective is just measuring in a bigger frame. So it's measuring in months or years or even decades, which I know sounds crazy because you only really get 8 to 10 of those forever. Um,
Yeah.
but if we're so zoomed in, that's where we get into the, well, no, it matters so much because if all I'm focused on is, the day or even more specifically, only the meal, yeah, it's like, oh, I'm over, I failed. But really, there is no such thing as over and under there's no such thing as over and under on a day. Really, it's over and under on a week. And then you can go even further and say over and under on a month. Because hypothetically, right, if we just look at, we'll say, not thermodynamics, the way your body metabolizes food, or not even the way,
Yeah.
but knowing that every pound of fat is about 3,500 calories, right? If in a week, let's say your everything added up, your maintenance is 15,000 calories. Well, you could eat 10,000 calories on Monday. 10,000 or we'll say 11,500, right? Oh my god, I'm way
Yeah.
over. But then hypothetically you eat nothing. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday and Sunday. You're going to lose a pound of fat that week. Now,
Yeah.
is that a gross oversimplification and there's a lot of processes that would be a little wonky in the body? Yes. However, that's really the frame to look through because that you get power back. That way you can have a bad, whatever you want to call it. I don't even like calling it a bad day because it's not a bad day. There's so many things that can be great about it, but sure, we went over our calories a little bit, but guess what? Tomorrow's not only a new day, there's still so much runway. And to me, or it sounds like you have this too, the larger runway we look at, the less we'll say variances from optimal affect us. Because if you're
Right.
looking out over the next year and you have a graduation party tonight and you enjoy yourself, that's 1 out of 365 days. And even if you have one of those events twice a month, every month of the year, that's only 24 out of 365 days. That would
Yeah.
mean that if the other times you're still on, that's 92% of the time you're on. What quality of health and body and whatever would you have if you were 92% on, stretched out
Yeah.
for long enough time? Well, you're going to find out. It's going to be
That's
awesome.
right.
So
I mean,
it's
yeah, and
yeah.
you've got a good perspective going there that, you don't stop to think that far out in numbers like that. So those are definitely good things to put into place to think about.
Yeah, it's all about the reframe because something is only as intense or not worrisome as the frame we put on it, right? It's like
Yeah.
um it's like actually you've probably heard the expression making a mountain out of a molehill, right? It's like
Yeah.
if we go to a molehill and we go super zoomed in It looks enormous. But if we zoom out and look at the entire yard and we see the little molehill, we're like, oh yeah, that's barely anything. And
Right. Yeah.
the thing that's always going to stop us, and I know you know this, the thing that's always going to stop us on our path to like getting to a result and then keeping it forever is stopping. And what are the things that stop us? Our emotions. So all we
Yeah.
have to be able to do, the mechanics are relatively simple. Yes, we can, create strategies, but it's really about the I'll say the deeper work of changing beliefs, of changing the way we view things so that we can get to a point that yeah, you're just living your life. Which would you say even now? I know you're, only 3 months in, but would you say that you're on this like crazy uphill climb to lose this weight, or do you feel like you're making these steps and you're kind of just living your life and it's all blending in to your day to day?
Um, I would say it's a little bit of both
Yeah.
the last few weeks. I was just talking with Sharon the other day that, you know, this is the whole process is great, and it's becoming normal and second nature, but at the same time there's still that occasional voice in the back of the head that says,
Yes.
oh, in 4 months you'll be done and you can go eat whatever you want. And the internal discussion becomes, no, I can eat that now. I
Yes.
just need
Good for
to
you.
focus on how I eat it,
Yes.
on quantity or quality or time frame of how I eat it, instead of saying 6 months from now I can go have that piece of chocolate cake. No, I can have it today, but I just
100%.
have to be cautious, not cautious. I have to just be aware of how
Aware.
and what I'm
Well
eating.
said. Super well said. This is, I think, the hardest part. This is the deep work that is kind of scary to do, right? Because it's not as simple as like follow this plan.
Right,
It's
definitely.
like you have to be aware. Like you just punched upon something or touched upon something that is so impactful. And it's this idea that when when you start to do actions that aren't that are aligned with what you want, but aren't aligned with your, we'll say, evidence or actions from the past year, 5 years, 10 years, or longer, the voice in us is our existing identity. But that's that sucker we're looking to change.
Yeah.
But identity only changes from enough repetition, enough action, and really enough evidence. The way I think of it, and you might have heard me say this before, is it's like winning an election. You don't need every vote to win, but you need a majority of votes. The problem is that all of the evidence or votes are going to be the most recent over the last 4 years. So even though you're crushing this for the last 3 months, you still have 30 months of actions where your brain goes, oh, well, what about this? Or, hey, should we do that? And it's almost like you have these two dogs or two dragons in your mind that are, I don't want to say fighting, but are kind of like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? You're strengthening one and weakening the other until eventually you get to this point that that voice in your head that maybe is filled of self-doubt, or that you can't do this or it's not possible or whatever it is, gets quieter and quieter until you're at the point that it disappears completely. And
Yeah.
that's the power. That's like, I'm getting shivers because like that's real breakthrough.
Yeah.
Like, we call this program the RN Body Breakthrough, right? But the truth of the matter is there isn't one breakthrough. It's breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough, and they just are all different depending on where you're at and who you are. But eventually, that true final breakthrough similarly will happen without you even noticing. Because the voice, that maybe negative inner voice, that one that kind of questions everything we do in the beginning, it doesn't announce when it's leaving. It just gets quieter and quieter until one day you realize, I haven't heard from you in a while, you know? And
All
that
right.
is one of the most powerful things. Talking about regaining control, oh my God. Everything is possible when you come
Yeah.
from this place of, I'll say your new self. So I'm excited
Yeah.
for you. Anyway, that was a big ramble. Probably more than we needed.
It's all right. It's good. I like hearing that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, it's so exciting because I mean, over the last 16 years or so, I've been able to work with probably close to 2,000 women now, and no one's the same. No two people are the same, but a lot of the stories rhyme, and it's so funny because if there's anyone out there that has yet to start their journey, either with us or without us, right? That's not the point, but just like to start their final journey, it can feel like your body is different. It can feel like it's not possible for you. But I can promise you, it is. It definitely is. And yes, results, 3 pounds of fat loss per week, probably not in the cards. But getting your body to where you want it to be and being able to sustain it, given a long enough time horizon, is possible. And again, it's all about the frame. If we look at kids going back to school and we say 3 months, and I say 3 months, 12 pounds, and you got 60 pounds to lose, that's not fast enough. I don't want to do this, right? But if we zoom out and we say, or if I give you an alternative and I say, let's lose 30 pounds in that time, it's like, oh, let's do that. And that seems like the better play. But if we zoom out and we look at it over 10 or 20 years, that 30-pound in 3 month play goes like 30 pounds down, 35 back. And then again, 30 down, 35 back, and it just keeps going. Whereas if we just said, I'm going to lose 30 pounds in 30 weeks, well, we'd get to that 30-week point, and that'd be it. So if we zoom out, that's actually the better approach. It is the oldest story in the world, right? It's the tortoise and the hare. Running, backslide. Yeah. Running, backslide. Where instead, if we just almost like forget we're even in a race, we just go for a walk, right? And then eventually you just cross the finish line and you don't even realize you crossed it. Like, that's how, at least, I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe the next 10 years will be totally different than the last 10. But every single person I've seen really have that final breakthrough, they never realize it happens until weeks or months later. So that sounds like the path you're on to me.
Well, that's my goal. That's where we need to keep going towards.
Hell yeah. I'm curious too, because I know, you've regained this confidence and self-care. What has changed for you since regaining this confidence and self-care in the last 3 months? Like, how has this been affecting you on more of a day-to-day?
So, just slowly, like grocery wise, just slowly starting to make sure there's more fresh foods in the house. My youngest is starting to help with like, oh, hey, here's such and such that you like is on sale, or, we walk past such, this fruit or this vegetable or this fresh something. And she's like, do you want some of these? Or like, here's those protein bars that you like. Do you need some more of those? So it's starting to extend into the family too.
That's exciting. How old
That
are your
is
kids?
12 and 15.
Wow. Okay. Great ages. Yeah.
Yeah. And so through this journey, my youngest had not been gaining weight. We said first off it was a growth spurt, and then she just wasn't gaining weight. So mom called the doctor, and I said, we're going to do some blood tests just to make sure we don't have anything weird going on. Come to find out, she was type 1, unknown, no family history. So suddenly we're in the midst of taking a kid into the hospital because her A1Cs are out of control, and didn't even know this. And so that health scare that my husband and I were talking about, saying, one of these days you're going to have a health thing that shows up. Well, it wasn't for us. It was for my kid.
Right.
And, she can eat what she wants, but at the same time, we're starting to count carbs. So now she and I are eating and cooking together in a different way of, oh, mom, this is X number of carbs. but it's this many calories. Or how, she's like, okay, I need, it's 50 carbs in a cup of rice. I don't know. I can't remember. So now we're both measuring things together, or we're both weighing out things together, or we're like, reading labels more together, where before it was just one of us.
Yes.
And so that has been a huge thing for us together. And I think that's going to help all of us, because it's not one person doing it. It's not two people doing it. It's the whole household is slowly changing.
Wow.
Because, like I said, my husband's, wants to lose weight for his pre-diabetes. Um, I've got a health conscious kid. I've got a type 1 and me. And so you know, we're all slowly changing.
Good.
So it's like, it's so nice to see, but yet it's not one person being like, oh, hey, why are you eating that today? It's
Right.
all of us together, but in separate ways, but yet nobody's making a big deal out of it.
That's awesome. It kind of
It's
just
it's
feels
just
normal.
yeah, and it's a
Yes.
new normal, and
Good.
it's more fresh foods than we've had in the past. It's just slowly changing for a different way, and it's been great. It's been helpful for all of us.
That's excellent. Do you feel like the path you're on now will get you to your final we'll say goal if you just keep going on this path?
Yeah. It may be, 365 days from now,
Right. And that's okay.
but it's going to get there, and it's, not, as time goes on, it's not feeling like have to, it's feeling like normal.
Yes. That's
Like,
the key.
this is what we do. It's not, oh, let's do it for 6 months and then I'm going to go eat all the French fries I want,
Right.
or eat all the chocolate candy that I want. It's,
Yes.
I want French fries tomorrow. Okay, I'll have French fries tomorrow.
As you
I'll
should.
figure it into my calories, and we'll, you know, go from there. We're not going to just be, oh, this is what today is, and tomorrow's a whole different ballpark.
Definitely. I feel like a great way to think about that belief is switching from a on off switch to a dimmer. It's like instead of thinking on the wagon, off the wagon, I'm either on, I'm off. It's like, well, no, sometimes I'm like all the way on and it's super bright and it's great. And then sometimes it's just, it's a little dimmer and sometimes it's almost off, but that's okay. It's just all about being able to control it and go back. And, if, if there's anyone out there, or yeah, if there's anyone out there that's like, what's the ratio? Pick a ratio. Just make it better than where you currently are. You know, someone that is like has no control right now over nutrition or exercise, just 50-50. Like, even if one day, like every other day was great and then you completely fell off the wagon and just got back on the next day, you'd still be eating great and exercising 50% of the time. That's pretty good, right? That's
Yeah,
pretty good. And then it's
definitely.
like,
Yeah.
then we just adapt to like 60%, 70%. Like, even me, like, I mean, fitness been part of my life since I've been a teenager, or actually since I've been like 8 years old with martial arts. And I mean, I'm not 100%. Somebody was asking me the other day, like, how do you stay so disciplined? I'm like, I'm not disciplined. I'm not. I think discipline's a lie. Like, I think that we are pulled towards actions that achieve our human needs, right? Our human needs, and then the pain pleasure principle. Like, anyone, and this is just my belief, anyone who wants to try to convince you that they are super disciplined, I don't think that's true. I think they're just achieving certain needs and it feels good when they do it. Even though it might be painful, they're getting more out of it. Right? Like, even the people that like do things that suck, like exercise that sucks and they know it sucks, they still get something out of it. Right? It feels good after, so pleasure, and also they get pleasure from feeling super significant because they're like, no one else does this, only I do this. I'm so cool. Right? Like, I get it. But like, it's like, we don't have to, like, other people aren't special. You know, everyone can do this. This isn't reserved for a special few. Everyone has the power to do this, and you have the path, the mindset. You're adopting the mindset for it. So, I'm thrilled with you. And the more time that goes on, we're thrilled for you. And the more time that goes on, the more that inner voice that disagrees will get quieter, and this new you will stand up more, and it'll
Right.
be exciting.
Yes.
And to your point, you said, hey, it might take a year. So be it, right? I mean, how many more years you got? 50?
Right.
It's like at least, right? It's like with all the
Yeah.
medical advances happening, at least
Right.
50. We're talking 60, 70, 80. It's like, okay, cool. So wait, you're telling me that I'm going to go spend the next 2%, one, just living my life, but also like it's going to take me that much time to be at that final point, and then I'll just be maintaining for the next 98%? Yeah, of course. When we zoom out that far, it's like, of course this is the right play.
Yeah.
Versus, like, let me do all of that in 3 months, and then you zoom out and it's just like this for the next 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years if we get that
Right.
long.
Definitely. Yeah.
So I know I keep saying the same thing, but if there's anyone out there, I'm drilling this in, right? We need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. The mother of learning is not new, it's repetition. And if you want to change a belief, you just have to essentially get new evidence. And one of the ways you get new evidence is to hear the same evidence again and again and again and again and again that empowers you. So if there's anyone out there, I hope that Jennifer's story resonates with you, and I hope that whether with us or without us, you start your journey and you can break through. If you're watching this around July 10th, we were starting another free 7-day self-care comeback challenge. Do that, right? Totally free, just to be able to help our community. Like, get going. You can do this. I promise you. Jennifer, if there's anyone out there that is, thinking about starting their journey, or maybe even thinking about one-on-one coaching, what advice would you give them, or what would you tell them?
The one-on-one coaching is so important because it gives you a starting point and a basis and a home, and then lets you build from there.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, the on and off switch again. Today I was good, yesterday I was bad. I ate too much, so I'll wait till next week to start dieting. It's that one-on-one of saying, of somebody that can help say, hey, okay, you had a bad day. Today's a new day. Let's get back on the cycle. Let's go. Let's not wait a week or a month or a year to try again. Just for me, it's that accountability of having a support person that is here just for this, and not your best friend that is trying to help guide you, but that support person that's like, hey, I've had a really bad day. I've ate all this candy. And they're like, okay, so tomorrow, what are we going to do? How are we going to start tomorrow? Just one-on-one and help and support is such an important thing. And I think others that are in the same mindset, same time frame of it is time to lose weight, I think having that support group around you is so very important, to just encourage and say, hey, I found this that works, let me share this with you. Or good job on taking a 10-minute walk where yesterday you took no walk. Or congratulations on doing a 5K when you've never done one before. Or way to get out of the house and do something. That support and one-on-one and groups of like-minded people is so important.
Yeah, I love that. It sounds to me like summing that up, or a big piece of that, is your coach has allowed you to shorten the times where maybe you'd be, quote, off the wagon. So it's like you have a bad day or something off happens. Instead of that period lasting days, weeks, or months, depending on the severity of it, they're able to pull you back on within hours. And it's like, reframe, okay, tomorrow. So that way
Yeah.
it kind of shortens. It's like, I like to use the expression compressing decades into days, because it's like, if we can just help you do one thing, which of course we're going to help you with the mechanics and, calculating your macros and all that stuff. But like, if we can just do one thing, it is helping you never stop again. Because if you never stop again, you will win. I guarantee it. You could be doing the wrong stuff. And by the wrong stuff, I mean like you could not be doing the most effective things. And as long as you never stop, you will still get more results than the person that is doing the most effective thing for 6 weeks. Or the most effective thing until they reach their goal, and then they're like, this sucks. And then they gain all the way back, right?
Yeah.
That's the name of the game. And I think the more somebody can get to the point where they realize that's the truth, they'll be able to break through. So thank you so much for this. I think you've reached someone, you've touched someone. I can see the comments now. Jennifer, thank you so much. And I'm excited for our 6-month or 12-month or 18-month follow-up, and we'll see what's going on. We'll see how you're feeling, and I think that it'll only be more great things to come. If anything, it'll be, I can't believe it's already been 6 months. I've just been living my life, and then it's like, oh yeah, but I'm down X weight, or I'm here. Like, that's where we want you to be. We want you to be at this point that you're looking back. You're almost surprised, right? When you go to check a result. So, but this is it. You're on the path. I'm excited for you, Jennifer.
Thanks. I'm excited for myself. It's was time. It's been a good journey so far, and there's still more to go.
The best is yet to come.
Yes, definitely.
Thanks for being here. I will see you guys soon. If you're interested in learning more about how we get results with one-on-one coaching, you can click a link below. You'll be sent to a video that essentially explains it. And if after you watch the video it's a good fit, feel free to schedule a call with me or a member of my team, and we can get you rocking and rolling. See you guys soon. Oh, look how cool that was! That was not planned, but I'm so glad it happened. Bye!